Well, I'm morning Canberra. It's 14th of November. It's about just after 9, something like that. Got no clocks in here yet. I'm out in the new van, the other van, getting it sorted. Gonna try and finish doing the water system today. I got the switches, I found my switches and put them in. But nothing's in properly, but I'll let you have a little look anyway. I've not done it, I say this is just a fuse board that I had. They're just interlocked, that's just to make them together, because when I used to have them in the van they were like that and you couldn't see them anyway, but they're just joined together. That's the main feed in from the battery, which is fused the battery end, and it's got a 20 amp fuse there. Then that fuse there is a 10 amp fuse, I think it's 10 amp, whatever orange is, and it comes out there and goes into here, which livens these. So that now becomes the light switch. That one there is my switch for there. You won't see this one, but the next one, here we go on, third one down, that is for that, and the fourth one down is for my water pump. Just so you can hear that, because it's very, very quiet. So switch them off. I mean, which we want? Yeah, we'll leave them on. Yeah, so that's that bit done. Now under here, I always do my wiring like this. A lot of people don't agree with it, but as you can see, there's lots of wires there. Well, those wires will be all pulled back, and the idea of having lengths of wire that I can pull through, because I should put them down between the front and the back panel for this cab. And the reason to have them through like that is if I need to do anything, I can actually pull it all out and get at it. I don't have to scrabble under the board. The next thing to do is put a joint on there and take it down to the waste tank. And then once the tap is screwed down, then that will be done. I want to fit this piece here, fits up like that, but why we've got all these bits in, I don't know. But I did notice that that piece there at the bottom appears, I can't do it one-handed, can I? No. Here we are, I'm still here. That bit, oh, come up here, bastard. That bit, let me put it down here. That bit there, which screws onto the tap, this piece here is exactly the same. Because what I was going to do is, I didn't realise I was going to cut it off there and then bond this into there, but I don't need to. Just by cutting this bit down the size, then I should be able to screw it straight on. I don't want to waste the S-bend, because it'll just get in the way. But I may change it slightly. I may have it go in that way before it goes down. I don't know yet, but we will see, and I will show you when it's done. Well, folks, I've been sat here for the last couple of hours modifying these bits to fit on, because the actual problem is that piece there. I took it in and tried to heat it up and put a piece in, but it's too small. I've cut all this up, got this made, so that cut it all down to make it fit, so it would fit nicely into there. And now when it goes in there, it just rattles about inside once this is done up tight. So what we're going to do with it, or how we're going to do it, I haven't got a fucking clue. But anyway, I finished up tidying up under there. All I need to do now is put a pipe on the sink and drop it into that 5-litre water tank. We measured it all out, and the 25-litre to the left will take another 25-litre to the right, so it can carry 50 litres. And those two, that in that 10-litre tank, can be married up to another 10-litre tank at the back here, so we can have 20 litres of waste and 50 litres of water. But that's as far as I've got. I've been sat here doing this, wasted, there were 2 hours trying to modify it, and I still can't get it. But we'll fix it, it will be done. Well, here we are, getting on with the day. We got the carbon monoxide fitted, as you can see. no parts per million, so whatever that is. That'll go off on its own in a minute, won't it? Right, we've got the back part done. Put that cross beam across there and screw them down so they're all sort of safe now. I don't know, well, I'm not going to cut the legs off that are sticking down, they're not touching, but anything that needs, if somebody needs to put something through like a board or anything like that, they can cut them off and give themselves room. But I want them so that if I put any boxes underneath there, they won't come into the back here, or anything in the back won't go into the front. Can't remember if I showed this bit or not, but we're leaving the floor under there in case anybody needs to convert it back to chairs or anything. There's the bench built with the back slats because we don't need a lot of them, with the seat base on, and what it looks like as a bench, and it's very comfortable. Well, as you can see, my mattress has arrived, and now we should be doing the unveiling. Oh. Well, that's the outside waterproof covering, and now we're left with what's inside. Well, there you go, that was a bit of a pain in the ass, but as you can see, I made the bed to fit the mattress, and the mattress fits perfectly. So it's got to be left now for, I reckon, 24 hours for it to puff up. We all like a puff, don't we? Puff, puff, puff. So it felt a bit weird when it was all wrapped up, but now it's covered. I mean, now it's out on the bed. It certainly makes the bed and the whole van look more, well, like somebody could live here. Sorry, I didn't show you what state it was in when I done them, but I'm cleaning the windows ready for the vinyl. Well, that's my vinyl fitting kit. Well, we got to work with what we got. I want to go a bit higher than that, but I haven't got anything, so all I should do is put a piece of black across there or something. And that's it put on, but it needs to be finished. But prior to that, sandwiches and tea. And that's me again. Right, that's the one done, that side. Clean as a whistle, as you can see. This one's on, just finishing it off, and it's just started to rain. Well, that's what they'll be like. So it's just peep out over the top. They need to be about this high, but I couldn't have any long enough. And now we've got her indoors having a rest. She's going out for a rest, aren't you? Now what she said is this bed is, we'll put a cover over it, just in case the cat's not got on it. But there she is, she's on test. And that's how long it is. It's a mattress long. She's about 4 or 5 inches from the bottom. And she's that far from the top. And she's 7'3", so there's plenty of room in here. Close to some. I just got bloody ocean. Is that comfy then?
It's all right. Well, obviously you could do with a couple of pillows because you've not...
Well, yeah, we ain't got no fucking pillows, have we?
Ooh.
We took her shoes off anyway. So that's good. So this is my new mattress for my bed. It might stay in here. If we sell it and somebody wants to pay for it, they can have it, but it's all just done for show. Well, that's what the idea was, to block the windows up. I hide them on there, so I suppose they're level-ish, but I did rip it right down in that corner. So I may have to do it again because that'll fucking just play on my mind. And that's it. And that's what it's like with a bed on. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, to sum up the day's work, what we've done, we put a billet, a mattress on, a sheet on to make it look like a bed. Give you some idea of the size of it. Put a couple of cushions in that she said indoors she can have them just to dress it to make it look right. And I mean, when it's all anchored down like this, It's going to look really, really cozy. The heater is a blinder. So that's the sort of vision you will get. And we're still 99% sure we're going to sell it. Well, 100% sure we're going to sell it. I'm 99% sure. Because as it's coming on, I'm feeling like I want to keep it. But I can't justify 2 vans. And there you go, it's a sink full of pieces. That gives you some idea of the work area. And I don't know what it is, 7 foot wide inside, something 6 foot 8 inside or something from wall to wall. And put the carpet, the flooring up the walls as well, so it looks good. The heat is good, brand new cooker, brand new hob, brand new gas bottle. It's all good. Yeah. But depending, like I said before, I'm going to put the wiring through so that you can put a split charge or a battery charger in. But if somebody actually wants it and they want to come in, have a deal, we arrange something, you're always quite welcome to come and look at any spec any time that I'm working through it. That looks good, doesn't it? Little bits over the window at the back, because I thought they'd show up white, but they don't, they show up grey, which looks lovely because it's grey inside. Yeah, anybody wants to buy it, come have a look at it or what have you. Any trial, any test, you know what I mean? It's because it drives fucking lovely. I think it may have a noisy wheel bearing on the front, but of course it all depends on price. If the price is right, I mean, if somebody wants to pay an extra £2,000 or £3,000, then they can have it with Victron. We're fucking liking it. You know what I mean? I mean, if we agree a price and they give me a deposit, then they can specify after that what they want, and I'll just go and buy it and fit it, know it exactly as they like. But it's got, the thing is with it, the thing about it that I like is it's got a bloody good feel about it. It's just a nice van. It is just a nice van, and it drives lovely. You know, I think it might be a wheel bearing, because when you go around a corner one way, it makes the same noise it does when you're going along the flat. But when you go around the other way, the noise sort of goes away. But it isn't nothing desperate. But apparently it's a bit of a job to do these wheel bearings on here. You need some specialist kit. So I should venture to do that anyway. So there you go. There's the bed. The windows. I'm going to put something across there to make them a little bit higher, just so that you can't sort of walk by and peep in when you're... Well, mind you, it won't make a difference in the summer, will it? Because we let the fucking back doors open. But the back doors do swing round and lock, so it is quite good, you know what I mean? You don't have to have the doors. You can switch the doors around and lock them back up against a beach wall or something, and that'll be just a job. But you can hear that rain, it's pissing down. We've done the lights at the front. All those are in and wired up, and they're switchable now. They got a switch. I'm thinking right above my head is to put a main light, but I'm going to wire that one through to the lights that are going to go in the back, because we're going to put 2 reading lights in the back. Maybe we were thinking of the round ones, like I got in my van. You touch them and they go blue, you touch them again and they go white or light, and then if you keep your finger on them, they go up and down in density. But the beauty of it is when they go up and down in density, whatever density or whatever one you switch them off at, then that's what they come back on as. So if you've got them dull, you flick them out, they'll stay dull. Yeah, there's a waiting for H to come down, and we're going to do... I quite like this aluminium. I'm quite fond of that there. I quite like the look of that. But I still, the piece that goes across the top, I'm still debating on whether to actually wrap that, cover that. So, you will be informed of what's happening. And I'll let you get on. Remember, stay classy, never fighting. I love you all. Bye bye. And you, Skins.